in.
What's going on? It is actually Monday this time, and I saw y'all acting like, oh my God, it's not Monday. Yes, it was Tuesday. I was a little tipsy, hungover. Damn. I can't make no mistakes on this platform.
You ain't light skinned with green eyes, baby.
Okay, listen. Okay. What's going on, everybody? I'm here with Antonio and Asia. Danny cannot be here tonight, and neither could Jasmine, but they've been here all season. So we're gonna, we're gonna act like they here. I mean, we can't ever pretend like Jasmine because when Jasmine's here, she's
You
here.
know.
Okay, but that's my good actual fraternity brother and friend. So we're gonna shout out to her and Danny for being with us this season. We're gonna go ahead and finish the season out. This is the last episode of the season. Thank God. I see everybody in the chat right now. I see Spastastic, Jessica, CJ, Brian, Amanda, BKC, Empress. If you're in the chat right now, let us know if you're in the chat where you're watching from and just how you feel. Of course, before we get to Potomac, there was a lot of things that happened today. So we'll just kind of briefly discuss. I mean, we kind of saw that allegedly Robin was leaving, but today it was confirmed that not only is she gone, but she was fired. So, she didn't walk out. I love her honesty. She's typically kind of honest on most fronts, and in this yeah. So I know people. I know the La Robins are like in pain, but my prayers are not with you, okay? Because she deserves.
She deserves some discipline.
We found out that Candace is pregnant now. I mean, the thing is, I don't know how some people didn't expect this sooner. I mean, just from watching the show, did y'all think that she was leaving because she was pregnant, or what? What did y'all think?
I picked up on your kind of clues that you put down. So
Thank you, Antonio. I've known for a long time, but I couldn't announce it obviously for obvious reasons. So it's just what it is. But yeah, I was happy that it came out, and I'm glad the world was able to be like. It seemed like everybody was very excited, even they didn't like her or not. It was like I'm happy that for her, for at least having finishing this journey of having a child. So kudos to her on that. And then we saw, Nneka is allegedly not coming back. Are we surprised?
Thank God, because
she hasn't confirmed. I don't know why she ain't came out and said herself, but she ain't coming back.
She she's gonna be like, they didn't ask me to come back because of the curse that Wendy's mom put on me. That's what
it looks like the curse worked. So thank God for that curse. Listen. Thank God for Wendy and her mom.
Yes, thank you, Bernice, or whatever Wendy mama name is. Thank you.
Not Bernice.
What is it?
And then, I mean, this is non-related, but this is just, I want to talk about, of course, what gagged me the most today was the Alexia and Todd thing. Now, it's just because, yes, if you watch Real Housewives of Miami, that's one thing, but I was like really gagged that it was true. So that lets you know that next season about to be interesting. And it's crazy because she was not always, she was supportive of Lisa and her divorce, but we're gonna just see. I want to see how this always unfold and how things look for her. Because I think Lisa, everybody's saying Adriana's gonna have a good time, but I think Lisa's gonna have a really good time. I feel like Lisa's gonna be like, I don't know. That's just me. And Crystal ain't coming back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Who cares? I mean, I didn't. That's Jamie's girl. So anybody sad about that? No. Yeah.
I don't know them ladies.
Not sad about it, but I would have been okay if she did come back, though, honestly. But I'm not sad about her leaving. So,
yeah, she had a good last season, but she did it a little too late.
A little too late, yeah.
Should have picked it up earlier, and maybe she would still be here. I don't know.
I don't know either one of those young ladies. Well, I know Alexia, but I don't know her man. I saw her.
Listen, I just said I don't watch them white ladies.
Basically,
I watched the white ladies in New York. Like I watched the Fashion Girls, but that's as far as my interest goes because I'm not even really interested in Potomac. So we can just get this going and get it over with.
I know that's right. But listen, with that being said, I wanted to touch on those things. We're gonna go ahead and get into the episode of the reunion part 3. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. This is our last show. We will be doing Real Housewives of New Jersey, and it will be on Mondays, but it won't be until it starts in a few weeks. That'll be our only show, unless we do like some luncheon leads and stuff like that. But I would advise you guys to keep up with our content, and many of us to watch No Chaser TV. That's Chase's channel. He's covering a lot of things. He had like a really successful video last week about Apollo Nida's what was it, lawsuit or something?
Arrest or whatever.
He got
It's
arrested
arrest.
for domestic
I
or
would
family
suggest
violence.
if you want some good summer content, that is the way to go. We're gonna have New Jersey, but we taking a little a hiatus. We having a baby too.
You going on pause too?
We're going on a little pause. We'll be back obviously in the fall. We're not going to, we're not canceled. We just taking a little break. You know, we had a long last 4 or 5 months, so we need it. Okay, but yeah, watch No Chaser TV, his happy hours, his breaking news, the open bars, all them things, drinking. Watch it over there on No Chaser TV. It's really good content. All right, y'all. So Real Housewives of Potomac. So last week we left off with Gordon and his big announcement, right? And we kind of had our thoughts and opinions on what it would be. And it turns out that he says he would die. He was diagnosed with bipolar version 1, and he said if it was a 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, then he would have that too. And I will lie, this is not funny, but that kind of took me. I was like, huh? I guess I did
say that.
He did say that. He found out 2 years ago, and it's gotten worse as he has gained more money and power. That is what's made it worse. Basically, he says that Mia is somebody that can see it happening before it happens. And he basically when all the stuff happened, that was him having an episode. I guess I don't know if it's called an episode, but I'm gonna call it an episode to where it was flaring up. Asia, like, really? Asia?
I think he was calling it manic.
A manic?
Yeah, it's a manic episode.
A manic episode. Okay.
I was at the car dealership, so I ain't gonna lie to you, it was really loud, and I was just like, can I? Jesus. And so they talk about Gordon locking her in the room, and he's like, huh? He's almost like he didn't say he didn't do it, he just said he didn't remember it. And of course she refreshes his memory that she not only took her phone, took her phone, but also locked her in a room. And he feels that she would still be with him if he had more control of his condition. He said that it's not about the money and it's not about her wanting to be with somebody else, but he believes that it's because she's had enough of his manics and his episodes that he's having because of his condition. And so we find out that she's definitely taking care of him. She has been taking care of him, and she said she always will. And that actually made me like internally smile, like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of crazy what's going on, but it seems like she's still, we'll see if she keeps her end of the bargain. I don't know, but it sounded good on paper. I'll just say that, right? So Gizelle is just like, Gizelle makes a comment and she's just like, I mean, so are you sure? Like, what's gonna happen, if you stop taking care of him or whatever? And she's like, that's what she says, she's gonna do it forever. That's something she's gonna make sure she maintains. We finished this segment out where he says his relationship with his family is good. There's no, I guess they dropped their lawsuits, so that part is over and closed. And he's still part owner of the company. So he's pretty much saying like, I'm good. I don't know.
Well, he said he still got his shares, but I don't think he just lost his CEO or whatever.
Yeah,
he lost that title and that paycheck.
The actual paycheck.
Yeah, the paycheck
from them as a working person.
Yeah. So Asia, what were your thoughts on this scene? And I'll be right back. Go ahead.
It seems very fabricated. It's given. I just think Mia and her stories being the most interesting thing about this franchise that's keeping it going is very mediocre, and I can't stand it. Telling me 2 years later you have bipolar disorder, you locking her in rooms, and that's why she's leaving you. Okay, you didn't say that the entire season. Like, it wasn't like a big shocking it was mediocrity in its finest hour. I don't have anything for it. I just Antonio.
Yeah,
well,
Antonio.
I get it. It did seem like a lot had just kind of come together all at once, and I'm like, we've seen Mia on the show the last 3 years? 3 years. I didn't see that. I don't want to say that it is made up or anything like that, but it does seem like there was a lot of let's sit at this kitchen table right quick, or not even right quick. Let's sit down at this kitchen table, so we're gonna know how we are going to bring this story together and provide it to the people at the reunion so that the audience get to see what's really going on. So he may very well have bipolar. I I don't want to say it's convenient, but it was kind of odd to me when he, and I guess he blamed it on, one of his episodes when he was sending out the text and stuff like that. And even the final episode, we seen him and Mia, and it's just like really different now. Like he's singing a whole different tune, because at that point, it seemed like it was less about his sickness or his illness, but it was more about her, not just her having a boyfriend, but who the boyfriend was. So that's what it seems like there was a lot of turmoil to me in relation to who she decided to be with. I do think it's admirable that she is gonna do what she can to take care of him, but I guess she draws the line at paying his rest of part of his rent that he owes
She want his
from.
disability checks.
So I'm like, okay, so you're gonna take care of him, but you said you ain't paying, you're gonna risk ruining your credit because of you don't want he needs to pay his part as well. So it's Mia's story. I like Mia. I really like Mia, but it's not really because of her story, but
Yeah.
I still wanna see where it's going.
You think it's gonna go? I think once this reunion wraps, that's pretty much all we're gonna hear about this. I think we're gonna see
I
Gordon.
well, if she's not with him anymore, I want to see what she's like as a single woman, because I mean, she says that they'll be able to get a divorce in this summer, and if they start filming after that, she'll technically be legally single at that time. So
True. That's true. That's true. That's true. But then again, I feel I would think that she would dispose of him, but she's not. He'll still be around. He won't be around to the capacity of like her partner, but he'll be around to film at least, maybe for the kids or maybe for certain scenes because maybe
he's gonna be
she.
right across the street from her.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
This is the lamest storyline that we can go into season 9 with. One of the worst.
Well, I don't know what they're gonna do, but we're gonna see. Speaking of lame storylines, so we get into NECA and so NECA talks about her IVF. She was doing I is it IUI? Is it
IUI is what she said she was doing at first.
that didn't go as planned. So now she's exploring IVF and she's been consulted with Candace. She makes it known that Candace has been very supportive of her. We know about Candace's journey, which obviously is now successful because she's pregnant. But outside of that, we've seen her and taking those shots and stuff like that. We've seen that journey for the last 2 years, I believe. We find out that I don't know if I knew she's from Wisconsin, but they talk about like her Valley voice from LA and where this from, but it's from Wisconsin. But where things get interesting is because Andy talks about the whole shrine thing. He wants to give a disclaimer saying that he knows that the topic is not a light topic, it's not something to be, a joke and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking like it's very interesting y'all say that now. It seems like y'all saw the backlash that happened and y'all had to because
That's exactly right.
no lie, like Nigerian culture was all up and through this season. They were all up and through here, like people that I had never met. We had a couple of callers calling here, and it was like once they was like educating me on how disrespectful it was to see it on TV. So I'm glad that Andy tried to clean it up a little bit. But in his whole thing, he basically kind of breaks the fourth wall by saying that when they approached NECA, they wanted to bring NECA in as Wendy's friend. They felt like they had knew each other, and Wendy said she did not know her. And NECA clears it up and says that they were at some VIP whatever of some event.
Concert.
Was it a concert?
It was or something. She said the name of it, but I can't. Remember it.
In a booth together.
Yeah. And so they kind of questioned Wendy on why why was she excited? She just basically says like, I don't have a problem with her. I just don't know her. And we've seen this I don't know her type situation on many rims of Housewives. I think, Nene and Phaedra did it better. But in this case, we have NECA and Wendy. So she makes a comment and then NECA like kind of snaps back at her and Wendy's like, why are you so hostile? And NECA's like, well, you're hostile to me for lying. And I was confused from that whole thing. But basically, again, Andy felt like they knew each other, but he was just like, maybe they didn't. So then he turns to Wendy and asks her about Ashley bringing up Osu. And I'm not going to lie, this is my favorite part. I actually hollered because Wendy turns to Ashley and says, "Well, Ashley, since you brought it to this platform, you want to talk about what it is?" And I have never heard the stage so silent in my life.
She had Ashley shook.
You could hear the roaches or anything crawl. It was hilarious to me. And so finally, Nneka tries to interject, and Wendy's like, "No, no, no, let her speak." And then Ashley, her big baby doll wig, finally speaks up, and she just says that she's already spoke on how culturally sensitive it is, but she's never tried to misinterpret. I'm like, I don't recall you ever doing that. Actually, the way she spoke about it on this show, you would think that she knew something. I mean, she wasn't trying to give a history lesson, but she spoke on it, and it's just, I think, unfortunately, she just spoke on. Ashley speaks on a lot, but this time she spoke on something that could actually twice this season she was involved in two things that could actually get her in trouble. One with the fans, and one because her friend, right? So it was just interesting seeing that. They don't want to talk about it. They said it's like this. They basically, even Nneka's husband Ike was like, "Let's not talk about it," or whatever. And so Wendy tells Ashley, like, "You talked about it. Don't do it again. Just let it go. Don't even try to bring it up again, or whatever." And Ashley, she really kind of, she don't really take accountability. She just basically says that she won't take the blame for what happened. And honestly, I think she should. Honestly, she should take the blame because she brought it out. She is the one that brought the tea to Wendy that Nneka said this and blah blah blah. So you should take the blame because these women probably could have been friends had you not dropped your eggs. In my opinion, I think they would have been okay, at least cordial. But Ashley's sauce that she didn't put in her wig made the whole thing crazy. I don't know. So to finish this scene off, Wendy wants accountability from Nneka, and Nneka is just like, "Well, I want it from you." And Nneka says that she was excited to be the only. I'm sorry, she's excited. She said she was excited to be on a cast with another Nigerian. It was something the world had never seen before, and she felt like some of that energy should have been put on to Ashley. And so Wendy finished the scene off by saying, "We can coexist." Basically, I don't have to be friends with her. We can coexist. Antonio, thoughts?
So to start off with Nneka, I just when they brought up the whole thing about Wisconsin, I just kept thinking about her tagline: "Nigeria raised me, LA did whatever, Potomac don't remember me." It said nothing about her being from this bubblegum town in Wisconsin. That is like crazy to me. It's like, girl, you was not raised. Why is you? That was just, it was very odd, very weird to me that we didn't know, something like that. Like, where are you from? We didn't know that. In regards to the whole situation with Ashley and Wendy and Nneka, to me, it does seem like there was a situation of Nneka saying, "Yeah, I know her," and Wendy telling production, "Nah, she don't know me." But it also seems like production may have been, when Wendy did that, to me, it seems like production saw an opportunity to pit those two against each other, or to make Nneka to have even more of a reason to come after Wendy. Is like, "Oh, well, she's saying, you clap chasing and you using her for blah, 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 and X, Y, and Z." That was odd to me. And I could have, and I'm thinking maybe Wendy didn't want to bring Nneka on. She wanted to bring Kiana on instead. It's like, well, no, I don't want to, bring her on when I got this other girl I know I think will be good for good for the group. And to me, Kiana's a way better fit for me than Nneka. I think that Andy, of course, once again, he dropped the ball on, I think, one important topic here, which was really pressing Ashley on how she, because they played the clip of it, but it was like he just kind of skated right over. He played the clip of showing her going back to Wendy saying, "Yeah, she said this about you," and Nneka didn't say that. And I feel like she should have been pressed a lot harder than what she was about, kind of starting stuff and then acting like she don't know, or she didn't know what she was doing. Like, you knew exactly what you were doing. There's no way you thought, or you mix it up in your mind thinking that Nneka was talking stuff about Wendy when you are the one that actually brought up the conversation. So that was just, really odd to me. I would have loved for Ashley's statement to come out today, also saying that she was fired as well. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. That hasn't happened yet. So I'm still prayerful of it. Not that I want to see anyone without a job, but on these shows, it's not a lifelong thing. And uh, her performance this year, it's clearly time for her to move on. She can't even stir the pot correctly. So, bye.
Really quickly, Asia, when you heard that she was supposed to be on Married to Medicine, what did you think? Actually, I really want to know what Chase think, because that's Chase's show. But what you think?
My biggest thoughts is she would have been on Married to Medicine. She would have just bought a house in Atlanta and Potomac, and she still has time to put her house on the market and buy one in Atlanta. Economy is economy, and right now, like, her house could go for something. And I really think that's the reason she didn't put no furniture. She didn't have no stove. I really think that's why she didn't know how it was gonna work out. She might have to go to the other show. If she does go to Married to Medicine, or she did go to Married to Medicine, I think she would have done better on that show, but they would have ate her ass.
But I do wonder too, would it have been, because they did have a Married to Medicine
like, were they trying to do DC?
So I don't know. We don't really know which. I'm assuming it was that one. I don't think they should have her in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, they were attempting, because that's Alicia went down to Atlanta, because Alicia was in DC.
That is true. That is true.
So,
that is true.
We would have got Nneka over Alicia. I don't know.
Well, maybe we would have got Nneka instead of Phaedra.
Maybe.
I'll still take Phaedra, child.
Well, first of all, her husband travels. He's in LA half the time. So I mean, yeah, he's in medicine, but he ain't present. Really. I mean, she don't even see him. So how we see him?
She don't see him. She don't like him. They don't know how to live together. How did they survive the pandemic is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how did this happen?
They weren't living together though, right?
This is their first time living together, and they still not living together.
If you know how much money people in the medical field was making during the pandemic, baby, I would stay with that man too. He could live in 2 countries away, and I would still be like,
oh yeah,
how much money they was making? Like $17,000 a week.
Yes. I should have snagged me a doctor instead. I was with her. Whatever.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. But no, I thought that was hilarious, and honestly, would have been a better fit. And I think where the biggest L Nneka took is the fact that she came on trying to have a problem with somebody, and even when the person said, "I don't have a problem with you," she kept going. If you notice, even at the end of this segment, Wendy was like, "We can coexist," and then she was like, "Because no, we can't, because you're a liar, and your mom called my cousin-in-law," and then she was like, "We can coexist, Nneka."
Because see, to me, with that coexist, that to me is like the door's cracked a little bit. Like, we can, if she's around, we can be cool and possibly, build on something. But I'm not saying that, oh yeah, we're gonna be friends next season. No, I like that Wendy was like, we can coexist for right now.
The thing is, what I liked about, and I said this when we were talking about it, I liked that Nneka was actually trying to make amends somewhat, because she was, but she would still double down on that whole shrine and her mom thing and stuff like that. And I think that's what Wendy was just like, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not saying she has to completely, but when you really want peace, I really feel like you have to kind of really take the high road, and you really have to just be the bigger person all the way and just go for that. I'm not saying she had to kiss Wendy's ass, but I just feel like, she was going about it 50%. And the other 50% was still like, girl, I'm still, I don't mind going there with you. And I just feel like for somebody that's new and you don't know, you have less respect and less, tolerance for people you don't know. If I don't know you, I'm not going to be like, let's be friends like that. But if I have history with you, then I may think about it. And that's just kind of what it is. Coexisting is fine. She wasn't hateful. She wasn't not trying to film with Nneka. She wasn't not riding on buses. I mean, she wasn't being Gizelle. So I didn't see an issue with it. And if she came back this season, I think she would have still been able to coexist. Man, that's just what it is.
They could have made a little Nigerian joke together and kept with a book. But you talk about somebody, mom. That's kind of.
And you can't force a relationship. Like, I get y'all are Nigerians, but baby, just because me and you, we all Black up here, that don't mean we're gonna coexist. That don't mean we're gonna be friends.
That's
Yes,
true.
yes, it does. We are all friends.
We are friends. And that don't mean that we have to be. Just because we are black, or we Catholic, or we whatever. Just because we have the same interests or whatever, that doesn't mean we have to be anything. So sorry, Nneka, she don't want to be your friend. Sorry, Nigerian
Loser, big L, gone,
Sorry,
get
Nickel.
off, bye, deuces with your double ends, leave.
All right, so look at Jasmine. Jasmine in the chat with her wrench. Somebody get a wrench and get Jasmine out of here. All right, so Kiana joins again. I would say Kiana was actually my favorite part about this reading for many reasons, and we'll talk about it as we get into it. But I'm glad she was up there, and I really and truly hope that they consider her for next season. I think she will be a really good cast person. I really believe that. And so she joins the stage. She says that how she met Wendy. She's known Wendy for about 5 years now.
5 years or something
She
like
also
that.
has a relationship with Gizelle via Kyle. Kyle mentored her and got her, a little help on where she was. And I don't know why Gizelle is still where she is, but I'm just gonna say Gizelle is whippily up too. Okay, she's doing it on purpose to look like that because Tiana's a beat girl. And I know sometimes, what the girl says. Sometimes you don't. What's up? Sometimes you don't have style. You just broke. Whatever she said. What that girl?
Sometimes you're not ugly. You just broke.
Yeah. Well, in this case, sometimes you're not tacky, but sometimes you are. And Gizelle, you're tacky.
And not either.
Yeah. So shout out to Kyle, I guess, in this case. But they try to still make this thing happen about Wendy leaving Kay for dead when she was sick and hurt and stuff like that. And then they talk about not sharing the room. I remember saying that they were gonna try to make this into a big thing. And so Gizelle and Robin were saying that Candace makes a comment and says that it was strategic for Gizelle to check on her, and she did it just to make it seem like her and Wendy were not supportive of Kay. Any thoughts on this little part before we move forward? Because we're gonna talk about Kay more later on in other segments. She's gonna be there for a while. So, any thoughts on this?
I think Gizelle really wanted to check on her, like Giselle's mothering. So I don't think Candace was correct there.
Yeah. Okay. Antonio, anything? No.
No.
All right. So then Kay's still there, but we talk about Wendy and her endeavors. I like that they did crack her jokes about all the things she's done. She's done candles. She's done books. She's done teaching, acting, whatever she's done. And now she's doing the talk show. I didn't like it at first, but I do like this for her. I think this is something that can really work for her. And it is working for her, but it's something that can go in long term. So she talks about the process of how, she was, it was interesting listening to her because I kind of was very intrigued on how she was kind of speaking about, having a platform and wanting guests, but it was hard for her to book talent. And I feel like, having the lean, initially when I started this, it was just me, but then I worried how would this keep going with just having, panelists here every week. But luckily I have great friends that have been here. So for me, it worked out. But hear her story. It was just trying to see, I could honestly, if you don't have that kind of support, it could be hard to have a platform where you have to rely on people and constantly book people and things like that. So I was very intrigued from this, just from my own experience. But she talks about that. She talks about calling Mia slow. And she does apologize for calling her slow. They try to say that basically she's supposed to be about empowering women, but why would she call Mia slow? Mia says she should be mindful about what she says. And then Wendy gives an apology for calling, what's her name, a crackhead. And I was hoping that it was not no truth to it. Who does crack in 2024? People don't do crack, they do coke and other drugs, right? But people probably about doing crack. I don't know. I'm not a drugologist. I can't even do an edible. I'm scared. I don't know, right? But
you just said a lot. That was a lot.
I'm scared. Listen, I'm scared. I get a little hookah though. But Mia basically says, well, you call me a pathological liar. And everybody's like, well, Mia, you do be lying. I'm like, well, Mia, girl, you do be lying. Yeah. And this scene reminded me of when Drew said something last season. Everybody was like, girl, you know you be lying. It was just funny because, Mia, whether you like her or not, you can't not say she's a liar. She's definitely a liar. Yeah. And that's what she is, right? And so she makes a comment where Candace is like, well, I call her Mia be lying. And Mia was like, well, I call her Candace be crying. I'm like, well, two things could be true at once, right?
Yeah. And Kenny said, true, and that's true.
And that's very true. Any thoughts on this part if I move forward?
I thought it was funny.
It was funny. It was a good little. That was like a little fun shade. I like little stuff like that. Like, oh, they can laugh about it, but keep it moving. So.
I'm weak. Amanda said, "I heard if you do crack once, you're gonna automatically be addicted. So I'm scared of that too." Well, girl, just don't
just
even
don't do.
Just don't do it because if no, Amanda. Let me take this off the screen. I don't want nobody to get you, girl.
I've never done it, and I've seen people who have done.
I don't even know what it looked like.
I was when I saw it for the first time, I was like, "Oh, this is
Listen, don't do it. Don't do it. Just stick to a little alcohol, and that's it.
A little cannabis,
whatever. Cannabis. Look, cannabis don't hurt nobody. It just hurt me. You don't hurt nobody else. Hurt me. All right. So to Ashley and her segment about her not getting a divorce and GNA, and so she's dating a guy that does not want to be married, so she doesn't know if it's going to work out. I'm like, she says she still wants to get married. She says that her relationship with Michael was toxic, then it wasn't toxic, now it's back toxic, and she's now breaking free of everything. So she's filed a complaint to continue with the divorce. As she said, it's very toxic right now. She says she wants a sizable amount in the divorce.
Now she said she will be getting a sizable.
Oh, she'll be getting it. Okay, I thought she said she wants. Okay, well that's good. I'm glad she'll be getting enough money to pay her mortgage. Thank God. And then she said they distinguish between her getting with Michael for money versus her staying with him for money. Which I mean, can they kind of be seen as the same thing? I mean, you need him for money. You need somebody for money, right? And we thought that she still massages his feet, but she added a D by saying that she massaged his feet because she loved that man. I just said gross. I ain't gonna say no because I don't be calling no ages. I'm not gonna
nasty. It's disgusting.
Listen, Michael could be 40, and I would still say that's disgusting. He could be 30 because I'm sure he didn't look much different than he was 30 or 40 than he do now at 70.
He always look like a gargoyle.
He does look like a gargoyle or that thing off of Lord of the Rings. He does.
I'm pretty sure he came out looking like a gargoyle.
Yep. I agree. But the kids, thank God, the kids are actually cute. Now they are the Dean, and there are some cute little kids. I'm not gonna lie. And so they get to talking about GNA, that techie clothing at leisure line that we saw in the fashion show come down the runway. And as we find out that Ashley and Gizelle works well together. Gizelle, she works well with her, and she works well with Robin. However, with Robin is a penny pincher. She knows all the money in the account, whereas Ashley, it seems to maybe overextend the budget, and she just comes with all these numbers. It seems like Ashley has not gotten to the business side. You'd think she would have after having the kangaroo restaurant, but maybe not. I don't know. And so they asked about the thoughts of GNA collection, whether or not it is really what they call it.
Is it Lululemon meets Savage Fenty?
And the girl said no. The girl said no, and I was just like, I wouldn't compare that brand, that thing, or whatever it is, to anything out in the world right now. It is strictly unique.
To what's fashion too. Ashley, that was freshman year project.
Huh?
That was freshman year project.
Yeah, it was horrible. So then, of course, with the GNA fashion show, they asked Kay to explain the fight, and she basically explains it by saying that what happened was Deborah was in her space. Yes, she was trying to get to Candace, but she was in her space, and many of what I guess Candace was supposed to get, she got it first initially because she was more in her face, and she felt like she had to defend herself. She does articulate herself by being assaulted, and this is where I really started to pay attention to Kay, because I was like, whether or not she has been coached or not, she is speaking so eloquent. Like she's talking in a way to where it's like they can honestly consider her. Like wherever she's from, she's like breaking this down great. Not just the fight, but just how she's presenting herself, right? But then Candace explains what happens, because basically they're trying to say that she made this comment about calling her, is it a Berman? What is it, a
Berman or something?
Or whatever. But she says that she was already in her face, and she said what she said after her space was invaded or whatever. Mia says that Deborah came with an agenda and was on some type of rampage, because she even approached her and was like, oh, I'm a 4. And I was like, what? But she says that she didn't respond in the way that Candace did, and that's why she didn't get the drink in her face. And I said, I was with you, Mia, and then she really pissed me off because I'm like, you know what, Mia, clearly you on that side over there, and y'all on that side over there. That's what I saw. So to end this part, and it's a part two to it. She basically, said they're at this moment starting to blame Candace for saying whatever she said to her for getting the drink thrown at her. I'll stop here before we get to the next part and get you guys' thoughts on all things Ashley, Michael, G&A, and just how Kay was able to articulate herself, Candace explaining what happened, and Mia revealing that Deborah was on a rampage. Asia.
I would like to see Kay on the show. I think Ashley's disgusting. I think Michael Speeder disgusting, and old. I just think overall, I don't like. We're gonna get into the fight, but I agree with you that Kiana, maybe she's not trained, but she's a businesswoman, and
Yeah.
she knows exactly what she's doing, and she's gonna know how to do TV just like Candace knew how to do TV. The difference between them is just how they interact with people. And to Kiana's advantage, she's been able to see this, so she knows how to talk to these girls. She knows exactly what to do. She knows exactly what to say. Whereas Candace came on at the beginning, like right after Monique, and Candace just was Howard, Atlanta, Ratata, and leave me alone. Bless you. So yeah, I like the scene. I like Kiana. I liked everything but her hair.
You didn't like the little Elvira thing?
I didn't like it for like
yeah.
Maybe if it was like a confessional look.
Her hair. It was doing this. This was
I liked it, but maybe not for the radio.
But it was like this.
I liked it. Just not. I would have liked it, and if she would have had a second confessional, I would have liked that hair with a different type of dress. But I liked overall how she looked, and it would be nice if they consider her. I might watch it next season.
Okay. we gotta make it. We gotta be good. We need Asia back here. Now I can't do this by myself, but I can't do it without my two girls now. Dang. Okay, Antonio.
In regards to Ash, I think it was odd that she announced saying that she would get a sizable settlement from the divorce, but her whole reason for staying married was because she wasn't going to get anything because of the prenup that she signed. So that kind of threw me off there. I'm like, I don't know what kind of lies you got tucked up under that wig. Jasmine said she was doing a wig reveal, so she had on another wig up under that just in case she needed support. Yes. So that was really. I would really prefer not to see Ashley next season. Like I really would, but hey. In regards to Kiana, I agree with Asia. And you, I would love to see her around next season. I loved everything about the look. It was just kind of giving like 90s fashion show. I just kind of loved everything about it. The little French roll on top, all of that. I was here for it. Thank God Marlo wasn't on the show to see it. But and she did do a good job by talking about how the fight started and really kind of putting it, because we see what they're going to try to do later is to kind of paint Deborah as, oh well, you caused this to happen. So I was glad that she used those words like assaulted and aggressive and so on and so forth, because we've seen that those being used in previous seasons. And it's crazy that Mia all of a sudden is like this beacon of knowing how to handle situations, when it was just a very short time ago when you was throwing drinks and purses and everything else to go after somebody. So that was odd. I guess you can grow, but don't sit on your soapbox like you just wasn't acting a fool a short time ago.
Very true. And I was wondering, was somebody going to say that up there? But I mean, it's like, why? I guess probably Whitney was probably like, I don't want to go there like again, because I mean, we just saw what happened,
And I think them girls knew what what they were up against from the very beginning. Clearly, they, peak game from very beginning. So they knew they was going to be fighting an uphill battle because not only are they having to, sit there and hash things out and argue and go back and forth with the girls, but they also still got to, in a way battle Andy and whomever else in production as well. So some of those girls, they really had a battle ahead of them, but I think they had peak game a long time ago, and they just at that point, it was kind of like a child. It's not even worth it, to give it so much energy because it's not going to help the situation. And clearly, we saw no matter how much they explained, some things they just weren't able to change people's mind or see it from their perspective.
And the only advantage that Kay has is the fact that she has come after. That is, to me, that's the only advantage that he has. Because if Kay came on there the same season as Monique, she would have been all type of hood rats, wouldn't have no home,
Yeah.
and her business would have been, some nail salon down the street or something. Like they would have played in her face too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very true. Very true. And I like, they did ask her, they was, because Andy was like, you got physical, and she kind of, she was like, yeah, I did. I had to basically defend myself because I was being attacked, right? So keep that in mind, because in the next scene, in the same scene, but the part two of this conversation, they basically asked Gizelle who she thinks is responsible. And she says Deborah, Kiana, Candace, and Wendy. And everybody's just like, Wendy? Even Mia was like, no, Wendy was not a part of that or whatever. And I guess Gizelle, being who she thinks she is, she says, well, you know what? I'll take Wendy out of it. I take Wendy. Wendy, she's not in it, but everybody else was. I'm like, first of all, who the hell are you? Or as Jasmine would say, who the fuck does Gizelle think she is? I'm saying it, yes. It's the last show. And so shout out to Jazz for that.
Shout
But
out to
she basically is trying to make it about that her brand there was a brawl at the showcase of her brand, and it ended up on TMZ. And I'm like, Gizelle, nobody's gonna buy this shit. It's ugly. Like, you're talking as if you are like,
There is nothing to buy. She got 6 items on that page, and I
if
think
any, if anything, the fight helped those ugly ass clothes. Like, Gizelle, stop it.
she ain't got no
You
clothes.
and
She got no tank
Ashley
top
and
on.
this brand can go to hell. And I'm
Gana can
and I'm
go to hell.
because it's
Gana.
like she clearly is in some, like, housewives are always in a bubble, but Giselle's bubble is not only tacky, but it's just like it makes no sense. Like, no one cares about your brand and things like that. Like, someone was hurt and at this event, and the person that you're partnering with is really her fault, because for many reasons, we're gonna talk about it, she brought this person here. So then from this moment, they asked Candace about why, when did she call her the Berman? She explains it was afterwards, like I mentioned earlier. And Mia was just like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And Candace is like, I can. They talk about her throwing the, like, was she going to throw the bottle? And she was like, she wasn't sure. She gets emotional and says, I can't expect anybody here to fight for me. So I might have, I don't know, but I had to basically protect myself. And I don't know why I mean, I love Kay, but why it was okay for her to defend herself, but it wasn't okay for Candace to defend herself when Candace literally got the drink thrown on her. So and the bottle came after that. So I don't understand. But again, the line is always moving, as we can say. We can see. So then they ask Ashley why she blamed Candace. Nneka chimes in with her 2 cents and her bad foundation color, and kind of takes the side of the opposing side of Candace, saying like she didn't have to react that way. And Andy kind of says something and trying to, like, I'm like, Andy, you need to be quiet, like, just hush. We don't really need that, to be honest. And so Ashley does apologize to Kay. And this is where things get interesting, because Kay says thank you, but it was an aftermath, afterthought, as aftermath, right? What you say? Was it
She said,
aftermath?
"You're the queen of an aftermath
She's the
apology," or
queen of
something like that.
aftermath apology. And Big Wig over there is like, what? Aftermath? What do you mean? Basically, she says you were not proactive, and you were not she's not proactive in it. And so what I got from that was that maybe it seemed like not only did Ashley not check on her, but it was probably like she probably took the side of her friend. And I mean, if you saw the events, Deborah was doubling down. And it seemed like it took for her to double down and some of these scenes to happen where they were kind of scolding Ashley for Ashley to finally probably give an apology. That's what I think happened. I think she probably didn't give it until everybody was like, "You wrong, Ash, you wrong," and then she probably did. And then of course the girls probably told Kay, and Kay got wind of it. But Kay handled her really well. She was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I love seeing Ashley. This whole season has just been like, she don't know what she's been speechless. She has nothing to say because she's so wrong on so many numbers, and she can't like get out of that corner. I love it. I'm sorry. I love to see her because it's been 8 seasons now, and she gets away with a lot. So it's about time that she gets some discipline for whatever she's done, right? So to finish this scene, Kiana thanks Karen. She gets emotional. I guess what I got from this scene was that she looks at Karen as like a motherly figure. I mean, Karen is, 60.
Is old enough to be her mama.
She is old enough to be her mom. And Karen, as we saw in the scene, was probably the most supportive. She went with her to the hospital. She was checking on her. And I can't imagine what it would feel like to have all that happen, amongst a group of girls that you kind of know but don't know. And somebody is like really there for you. So shout out to Karen for doing that. Karen says she would do it for anybody, even Robin, even Robin. And she says she thinks Robin will do it for her, but Robin probably won't say it. So to finish this scene, Kiana says that she hadn't heard from Gizelle and Gizelle was like, well, I wasn't there. And then Kay was like, well, I reached out. And then Gizelle finishes the statement by saying, honestly, I didn't think about you at all. Like you were not in my thought, you were not in my mind when this happened. And she said, yeah, I know. It was an aftermath, I heard. And I was just like, oh.
I caught that too.
Can we? Okay, I don't want them to start.
I said, clock it, Kay.
I was like, listen, they ain't got to start season 9 right now, but when they do, I really hope that Kiana's a part of the mix. She needs to be there because I think we are in for a treat. And so I'll stop here and get you guys' thoughts on all this, on how Gizelle blamed, basically blamed Wendy and everybody else, her line and how she felt about her clothing line, and then Kiana's response and Ashley's exchange up to Giselle's exchange with Kiana. Asia.
I'll start backwards and move my way up. So Kiana clocked Gizelle, loved it because you checked on me, and this is why I know why people were like, "Oh, it wasn't genuine," but I really think she was genuinely checking on her because she had the runs. It's not that big of a deal. But when I really needed you to check on me at your stuff that you left, and you didn't even reach out, I didn't get a flower, I didn't get did your scar heal, nothing from you, and then for you to sit here and say, yeah, I didn't think about you. You don't care about me at all. Like, shout out to you. Let's having fun together. But I know when the chips are down, it ain't you, girl. It ain't you. So I like that. And I really do love the fact that Mother Hen stepped in, Karen, like she did what she needed to do. And I think that was quick and genuine and like on point.
Oh, hold on, Ace, real quick. So it seems like, so I watched it on Peacock. I didn't watch it live. So yes, I saw the extended version. So there, I guess y'all are saying that part with Gizelle wasn't in the TV version, the televised version.
Yeah, what she said to Gizelle, it wasn't in the version that came on last night, but it was in the extended version on Peacock. Yeah, because I usually watch both.
Is it extended?
Yeah,
it's extended and it's uncensored.
Shows a little more stuff.
Yeah,
than what they usually show.
Yeah, it's always extended and uncensored, so you get everything. I didn't know it was longer, but I knew it was uncensored. But yes, that's what happened. So to elaborate, they were talking about, Kay said that Gizelle didn't reach out to her. And Gizelle basically said that, well, she tried to say that she wasn't present, so she wasn't a part of what happened. And Karen was like, well, I reached out to you. And Gizelle was like, well, honestly, yeah, you probably did, but I didn't think about you. Like, you were not on my mind. Like, in other words, I didn't give a damn about you, what was going on. It seems like what Giselle's trying to say is my mind was on the fact that maybe her father.
That's what she was pretty much saying. Her mind was on her dad.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I mean, it came off a little like, woo. I mean, I get it, but dang, it's at some point you think that she would have tried to check on her, but it seems like she never got that from her. So that creates an interesting dynamic from her. Asia, you want to continue?
Prioritize people, and she just did not prioritize Kieran at all. Like, you can say, I'm busy, hold on, give me a second. And you can always, I've recently just had to do that where it's like, I'm so booked and busy, but I have it penciled down to make sure I reach out to you too.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in 2 weeks, but I got you. So the fact that Gizelle didn't do any of that speaks volumes, and I will watch that. I'll watch
No,
Karen.
I hope that she's like looking at that like, like I get it with I get, but at the time, to be honest with you, her father had not passed. Her father was
Yeah.
still here with us. And remember they filmed this event. I don't know what's the timeline between her that event and then the finale event where they talked about Kay a lot, there's a group, but it wasn't that it was like probably a week's time span. I remember it then, but it was like a week's time span. So
Yeah.
she could have, if she said this girl reached out, I get you not reaching out, but if she reached out to you and you didn't even respond, it's almost like, dang. I mean, I get it, but sheesh, I don't know. That's just me.
It's a big fu. But Kiana like knows how to handle. Like I said, she's had time to watch it, and I think that's to her benefit because she knew exactly how to clock Ashley. And
Both
yeah, Ashley was stuck because Ashley is so used to going back and forth with a Candace or a Wendy who will gather you real quick, real loud, and keep it moving. Kiana, she's gonna do it in her soft voice. She's gonna have her Baltimore accent, and it's cute and it's just new for us, and it's kind of what we want to see. So the way Kiana clocked her was nice and beautiful. I mean that's pretty much all I have to say about it, except for y'all saw Candace, Candace was like, I'm not about to let this girl put her hands on me. That's why she almost pulled her shoulder out of socket, pulling that champagne
Trying to
bottle.
pick up that bottle.
She was Candace was like, it's not about to
almost
happen
tripped
again.
over. She almost
She
tripped
almost
over.
fell back. Candace almost beat her own ass. Literally. Candace was like, this ain't about to happen. So yeah, and that's when she said, like, I don't expect y'all to fight for me.
Yeah.
Like I know she doesn't think that Kierna fought for her. She know Kierna was fighting for herself in that moment. And she didn't expect for even that to happen. She knew it was about to come to her. She knew exactly what's about to happen to her. And she said, you got me good and goddamn when Sharice was talking about her, calling her little girl. Like, you're not gonna treat me the same way my mama treat me. Deborah, you're not gonna bang my head in like Monique did. I'll be getting goddamn if it happens twice. And
Yeah,
so
that's basically what it was. That basically was like I'd been through one. This time. I mean,
it
I ain't
ain't
gonna.
I'm prepared.
She was ready.
yeah.
She was like,
I'm
I gotta
backing
take
up
that
what I'm
too.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm cashing my checks, girl. And I might like I said, she might have beat her own ass with that damn bottle. Because Lord knows what was about to happen with it. But yeah, she can defend herself. She's gonna defend herself by any means because these girls are not her friends. Her and Wendy cool, but these girls, they not her friends. And when chips against the wall, swing, girl, swing, because you ain't about to beat my ass twice. So go ahead, Candace, pick up the ball again. Or stay home and enjoy your baby. But no,
Antonio.
absolutely not.
Yeah, well, I sought out Andy again because even when he was asking Kiana, he mentioned, oh, so Deborah threw a drink. The report says Deborah threw a drink on you and you started throwing punches. And I was like, clearly she threw more than a drink if that girl's face was busted. So I was glad that Kay, as well as Candace, spoke up and said, no, she threw a glass and it, busted my face open. So, and she, stated that's why I, defended myself. And Mia agreed, and as well as Karen. So I was glad that they said that because to me, it seemed like Andy was going to try and downplay what had occurred to cause Kay to react in the way that she did. And I think when Gizelle mentioned as to who was at fault, it was Ashley. Ashley knew because she said, oh, well, Deborah said she wanted to talk to Candace, but she hadn't had the opportunity. That wasn't a let's clear the air. And I'm glad they said that. You knew that girl, and we said this already, Ashley knew that girl was going to approach Candace. So it was odd that none of the blame again was placed on Ashley, because if that's your best friend at that time, even though they ex-friends or they not friends anymore now, if that's your best friend at that time, then you're supposed to be like, oh, well, no, this is my fashion show or my clothing line lunch. Don't do that here. We can maybe set up a dinner, a lunch, or something like that for you guys to sit down and talk. But you want to have a conversation and come at somebody in a rah-rah type of way after people been drinking and so on and so. No, that's not going to be good for anybody. But she knew exactly what it was that Deborah was going to do. Gizelle, for whatever reason, wanted it to be on Wendy. And it was odd that even when Wendy was saying, what did I do? Gizelle was like, that's how I feel. And it wasn't until light-skinned Mia was like, no, Wendy didn't have anything to do with it. And then Gizelle said, oh, well, I'll take Wendy out of it. No, Wendy Candace. I don't even think Kiana is to blame for it because Ashley invited the girl. Ashley should have talked to her. Deborah was going around trying to do, and she started throwing drinks and glasses and stuff like that. So yeah, she definitely deserved to get her head popped several times that night. So I'm glad that that happened. I just hate that it's so blatant what it is that they've been trying to do, and even when the people, and I know we probably gonna see this in the comments tomorrow and all of that, a Candace fan page or whatever. Like, well, little do they know, I it was not that with me in regards
You didn't
to
like Candace.
Candace, but I speak on what I see. I have liked Candace more last season, and she showed to me tremendous growth this season. So definitely, I like her more, a lot more now than I did. But it's not about being someone's fan. It's about trying to look at situations with an unbiased eye and comment on it. And if you can't look at this situation and tell me that you don't feel that they were trying to paint this picture of certain girls being the sole creators of this melee is very odd to me, and it's really weird. And I hope that you comment that so then we can block you, because I don't really want you watching the channel if you can't really use your critical thinking skills to not even critical thinking, if you can't use common sense to look at a show and listen to what is being said and understand what is actually going on. I don't even want you watching me on here.
Yeah.
Please, because you don't have the range.
Don't
You don't have the range.
Don't watch TV.
You don't have the range.
Exactly, Asia. You do not have the range.
Because you ain't never gonna be able to go toe to toe with me. Put my name in them comments, because baby, I have it.
I'm weak.
I have it. And
I would-
Cortez and Antonio are the only people that's gonna be able to stop me.
I'm done. I ain't stopping like this. Once
Okay.
at
Well,
this rate, the who let the dogs out? Y'all ain't dogs, but I'm letting y'all, they out. Do what you gotta do. Because I will say this, like, I'm glad this season, and just because it's not been a good season, but y'all have been acting up. Not y'all, because I mean, if you're in here, typically everybody has some common sense, but y'all, I'm saying y'all for whoever have like a so like retarded, and I'm gonna say retarded, yeah, I'm gonna use that word. I don't care about whatever, because if you're watching the show, like, you can like who you like, but I mean, just look at the material,
Yeah.
It's not about us. We're here to, give our commentary. We have our thoughts, we have our opinions, we give shade, we have fun, but you throwing personal digs at us and stuff like that. First of all, it don't really bother us because I mean we look great or whatever, But and so you guys too. But those digs and stuff like that, just keep it on the playground, child. This is for fun. We don't know these women. Some of us do. But many of y'all don't. So just watch it and enjoy it. I mean, they would say the same thing. I still don't like Gizelle, and I don't like what she presents on the show. I don't know Gizelle. I met her, but I don't know her. So yeah. Leave it at that. Antonio, what he said, Antonio, put it on a damn shirt. All that whole damn frame. We don't even want you watching us if you don't have the range to see what the hell is happening on this show, because it's some bull. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I may be in a square, but I have range. Okay, baby.
Okay. Let go for anybody at the lean. We all got the range. We've been doing this for 5 years now. At this rate, nobody is a rookie. Everybody got a great point of view, and that's why we're here. All right, so one thing I want to say before we let the call, we got a couple of callers in the queue. It's the last show, so I'm gonna let everybody on. I'm gonna let everybody speak. I see a super chat from Amanda K. Thank you, Amanda K, for the super chat. And she said, I'm glad she mentioned this. I feel bad for K because she said that was her first fight, and she had nothing to do with her. Baby, if that was her first fight, I hate to see her second, because she
got to work.
I don't really believe that's her first fight. I don't know. She's a sweet girl. I do, but baby, the way she was doing, like she had been in plenty of them. She was letting it know, like, listen, I'm not the one.
I'm glad she was using those
fight that she got into that had nothing to do with her. Like, did she just like, yo, what's this? Or probably her first fight as an adult, because she probably had them hands back in high school.
Well, she said that was her first time ever being attacked, and I'm glad that she used, those type of words. I'm glad she used attacked, assaulted, aggressive, any other type of a word that she could use. I'm glad she used all of them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm seeing a couple comments. Let the callers on. I'm actually about to go meet Candace in about literally an hour. When I get off of this. So we don't really talk about the show too much. We did meet last week and we talked about some things. I did know that she was pregnant, but I couldn't, announce it for obvious reasons. So Candace, I will say I'm glad that she left the show. You can see in this reunion, and I did kind of being her friend, like true friend, and seeing her get emotional about like I can't fight, like that made me kind of emotional. I didn't cry, but I was just like, girl, I'm so glad you're gone, and I hope that she returns. But I will say after our conversation that we had last week, I would not be surprised if Candace did not return even after the child. And I think you probably see why.
I mean, and that's understandable. Nobody wants to fight the people, the people behind the people, and the people behind the people behind the people, and the people behind the people behind the people behind the people and behind them people. Nobody wants. That's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not enjoyable. You're put on this earth to enjoy your life, and this is not enjoyable. And to be honest, it's workplace abuse what she just went through, what her and Wendy go through on a day-to-day basis. You would
Yeah.
not stay at no job, any job, whether it was paying you $5 or $500,000. You would not stay at no job the way that they're treating them. And let's just all be honest with ourselves. Candace never needed this Bravo check. She has never needed it, so it's never going to be a question of her actually having to stay around. Her mama just would have bought the house that she's in now. Her mama would have just bought her another house. Like, it's not that big of a deal for her. She's wealthy. She always has been and she always will be. And so were her beautiful mixed babies. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
and also just one other thing, the interview that she, where she said there was a lot of things that she wanted to. I don't know if y'all seen it, but it was like there was a lot of things that she wanted to say, but she had been kind of giving the directive of the executives to kind of pull back, a little bit. So it was like I said, oh, okay. So I guess that call that Gizelle said she made in part one, I guess that call kind of worked in Giselle's favor because Candace wasn't as outspoken and going after Gizelle like she has previously. They were really able to try and paint Gizelle as a saint, that she hadn't done anything and she had nothing to be accountable for, which is crazy to me.
Gizelle got out again. People are saying that she ate this. She didn't do nothing. She was more she showed up a little bit more to work, but did she eat? No, I don't know. I haven't seen a reunion where
She
Gizelle,
didn't eat nothing. She
just
she might have ate some sandwiches they had in the back in the green room, but she didn't eat anything really on
yeah.
that stage because even the people that are fans of Gizelle, they're not gonna say it out loud, but they
Child,
saw it
they
as well.
will.
She didn't.
They will. I don't know.
Mm,
They like I don't know. Giselle fans and Barb's. I don't know. They might be the same. I'm playing.
mm.
Did you see that? Did you see that? It was a clip that people brought back up with Robin and Gizelle saying that, I think it was with Carlos, saying like, oh yeah, Potomac, you had to see that there are black people like us too, light skinned, green eyes, college graduates, the other black people. Like, so the fact that Candace is on this show, Wendy is on this show, and they don't fit what the show was initially supposed to be about, I think Gizelle has a problem with that. And the fact that somebody who literally looks the opposite of Gizelle has 3 beautiful kids and a husband who has thriving businesses and writes her a little check, and whenever she want to make some candles, sell some hats, do some t-shirts, like the fact that she has that type of love from this fine man, and Gizelle is driving around in her ex-husband's Gucci bag, Mini Cooper, like she's mad. The fact that Wendy also has jobs, the fact that Wendy has this nice big old house out in the middle of nowhere, and Gizelle had to buy a fixer upper and attach a barn to it so she can have a room. Like,
a staircase to heaven. Don't forget the staircase to heaven,
and the
child.
staircase to heaven. Like, it's a lot to be jealous of on Giselle's part when you are a pretty girl and like the world is at my oyster. Like, they finally gave me a show to show the Creole, light skinned, beautiful, successful DC girl, and then you bring this back on my show. You bring this dark skinned girl with 4 homes, and now you got this professor in my face with some husband that love her.
Not audio Gucci bag car. Okay. I want to get these callers on. It's the last show. I want to make sure they get a chance to speak. I know we kind of like, use on the time, but we're going to still be on the time to get out of here. I do have to get ready, okay? Because I do. But we're going to let y'all on. I'm gonna let one of my good faves, lovable Lisa, on first. And Lisa, what you got for us? How you doing?
Hey, darling, how y'all guys been doing?
You
Good.
doing
Doing good, Lisa.
happy
Yes,
last
please. I always follow Candace and Chris on live when they go on Instagram. She probably know me as Cartels. Tell her I'm so happy. And congratulations to her. And tell her I want a baby special. I
you
always
want
told Andy, we want a baby special, okay? I want to see her be big and beautiful and pregnant through this whole course. I do. I'm sorry. I want that. I want to see her like that because I'm a big fan of Candace. Number
Okay.
one, yes, I believe a Gore. And I believe Gordon and Mill ain't nothing but liars. Yes, I do. I do not believe he have that bipolar and whatever mess he got going on. He kind of catch up to me lies. Because Mills done told so many lies, girl, we can not count them, honey. They keep on coming up every year. You know, she don't know how old she is. She don't know how Gordon is. Girl, she probably don't even not know when she born. Okay. But that's something right there. That's crazy to me. I do not believe nothing they saying right there. Number two is Nneka and Wendy. Baby, I'm gonna tell you something. Just because you don't met somebody about once or twice, that don't mean you know them. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, I know her, but I don't know her. Okay, and she probably when she probably I don't think she didn't want her on the show. Well, I think she said I'm not gonna be the one to bring her on the show because I don't know her like that. Okay, and they probably set up Nick and them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ashley said all that mess up with that with that culture stuff. What it was? Uwo? What it's called?
Uh,
the
I'm scared to even say Osu.
Osu?
Oh,
Not
yeah. She
scared. I'm
bought that mess
scared.
up. She bought that mess up, her messy tail, and she didn't know what she was talking about. And she got this mess started between Nika and Wendy. Everybody keeps saying Wendy's the mean girl. Wendy just get people straight on right. Okay, I believe like that dude Joe had said, when you use your words, sometimes people just can't stand it. They just can't stand it. And number two, yeah, Nick, and I'm sorry, Nika got fired too. I'm sorry, Nika got fired. I mean, I thought she deserved a second year. I really do. I thought she deserved a second season. But yeah, I really did. I'm sorry that she got fired. Now it come down to this fight. I've been telling y'all. Ashley set that up. Did y'all know Real Life last night when they were showing the audio? They didn't play that audio that Ashley said, "Is the cameras down, the cameras down, the cameras down." They didn't play that audio. They didn't play that audio. I still say Ashley knew that girl gonna come in there and jump on Candace. Ashley cannot stand Candace since uh season 4. Since Candace came for her and told the truth about her husband. So your husband like, yeah, I heard your husband did say you want to suck a soldiers. You know what I'm saying? He won't have to lay
Sucker,
you
what?
up. Girl, please. He won't have Felicio, you know what I'm saying, with other men. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it just don't make no sense to
I
me.
agree.
Ashley could not stand her from that thing, okay? So yes, I do believe it was not Candace's fault. Candace told them. Candace told them, get out of my face. She told her last season, I don't want to talk to her. Ain't nothing mean to say to this girl. This girl is mad because you got caught lying on TV, like Karen said. You got caught on TV lying, and baby, and that's all was to it. When Mika, I don't want Mills said, and every time somebody do something, Mills got to say, yeah, I did it too. I did it too. Every time. If somebody gets to somebody, she'll say, I did it too. I don't believe that girl came up to you like that. No, I believe you can put yourself out there without something to say. Because you want to be part of the conversation. Child, I don't think it's nobody's fault but devil. Because one time when somebody tell you get this worm out of my face, somebody in production security should say, girl, go on. Don't you hear? She said, you don't want to talk to me? No, I just told you I don't want got nothing to say to you. Somebody should move on. Double got mad because Cannon was not ignoring her. That's why she got mad. She got mad because she ignoring her. I'm getting tired of people saying that's because somebody say something to you, you don't have to put your hands on her. And like I agree with you, home girl. Can't pick up that bottle. The reason why Candy throw that darn bottle is because Sharice took the bottle out her hand.
That's true.
Sharice said on TV, Sharice took the bottle out her hand. That's the reason why. Other than that, child, I mean, I appreciate. I like Kiana. I hope Kiana get a champagne glass. I want to see her come back because I like her style. I really do. He said can't say she ghetto like that. Now she ain't ghetto, baby. Now she just be keeping it real. Okay. Number one, she grew up in the hood. She got a business and she doing good by herself. Other than that, like I said, Cortez, tell my girl Candace, I said congratulations again. I love y'all. Tonya, don't worry about what the haters say, baby. They gonna say everything all the time. Okay, baby, bye. Baby, somebody told me I need to sit my old ass down, stop talking. Baby, they don't know, baby. I'm beautiful and fabulous. I'm gonna keep on talking, baby. Okay, baby.
You sure
I
is,
love y'all,
Lisa.
Cortez.
Okay. And
I
we'll see
love
you.
y'all.
Are you gonna watch
Love
Jersey?
you too.
Uh-oh.
Huh? You
That's
said
okay.
what?
Nothing. It's okay.
I'm,
We'll see you.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be there May 5th. Yeah, my
All
girl
right.
Jill will be coming on May 5th. I'm there, baby. Love you, baby. Mwah, mwah.
You too.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
We love our Lisa. I like some LRG Curls came in and said, "Oh my God, is that Lisa? Lisa is worldwide, okay? Let everybody know Lisa, because Lisa been around these YouTube parts. She ain't no little thotty body, but she loves to call in. So we love our Lisa. All right, next caller is going to be Tawana. Hey, Tawana, how are you?
That's Juana.
Good. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
Doing good.
How are
As
you
good
doing?
as Giselle's Gucci bag car.
Uh,
Okay. I just want to say that this was the best part out of the 3-part reunion. Giselle really made me upset that she sat there and blamed basically all the dark skinned girls for the fight. And even after she heard Mia say Deborah was being aggressive the whole night, basically she tried it with her. Then she tried it with Candace. And Ashley knew that Deborah wanted to have a conversation with Candace. I don't know why Ashley didn't say anything to Wendy and Candace earlier in the day, like, hey, Deborah's here and she wants to have a conversation with y'all. Like, I feel like Ashley did set that up. And I kind of feel bad for Nneka. I feel like I'm not a big fan of Nneka, but I feel like she didn't get a fair shot. I feel like production didn't show enough of her personal story. And I just feel like Giselle is never going to beat those colorist accusations or those tacky accusations. Like, she sat there at the reunion with black and gold nail polish on her nails, but then she had pink on her toes. Like, why is your nails not matching your toes?
oh my
Tacky.
God, I won't even look. I couldn't get past the
I
neck.
didn't even look at. I didn't even look at her toes.
Go look at it.
Past it.
Tacky. Your nails, everybody know your nails is supposed to match your toes. But I don't think I'm gonna watch next season. I'm really over it. At this point, I don't care if they add Jesus, Mary, and Joseph to the cast.
Oh
I don't
no,
feel like I'm
Now I want
watching.
to see that now.
I want to see Jesus. Jesus may break it
Tawana,
up.
even if you
I
don't watch
don't
the
know.
show,
I
you
don't
still
want to
need to
watch it.
clock in and watch us if we here.
I'm gonna
Right.
watch y'all. I'm happy the
Okay.
thug with the bob got fired, Robin, because
Not there with the
she,
bar.
like, if you actually think about it, Robin has been lying for 3 seasons. She lied about why she wasn't getting married season 5, talking about it was because of COVID. No, it was really because you had caught one at the hotel. So she's really honestly been lying for 3 seasons, not just 2. So I'm happy she's gone because she was a waste of Bravo's money. Why are we paying you and you don't want to share your real story? But
Very
and
true.
I'm happy for Candace and Chris. I really am.
Okay. You got anything else for us to wanna?
No.
Are you gonna watch Jersey?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll see you on May 5th when we start watching. Are you watching Chase's No Chaser TV, his happy hours and stuff? He covers a lot as well. Are you
Oh
subscribing?
no, I need to follow him. What's his page?
It's No
It's
Chaser. I don't have the link, but if you put that in, it'll pop up. He just had
No
on.
yeah.
Chaser. Okay, I'll
You
look it up. Good night, guys.
And he's doing a happy hour tomorrow at 5:45 Eastern.
Wednesdays.
What's tonight? Monday? Oh yes,
Yeah, we
Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wednesday.
All right. Thank you, Tawana. Okay. Thank you for calling in and supporting us this season. Okay.
Bye.
That's
Have a
one.
good night. All right. Our next caller is going to be Brittany, long-time viewer as well for Potomac. How you doing, Brittany?
Hi, Brittany.
I'm doing good. How are you
Hey,
guys?
We good. We good.
good, good.
One. I'm excited to get out of here. You know.
Yes. So, of course, as usual, I agree with the last two callers. So I'm just going to add something different
Okay.
because they're right about everything. The fight was Ashley's fault. But what I want to add is Bravo really messed up. And they messed up because I completely understand why Candace stepped away. So happy for her. She was glowing in that interview. She looked
Mhm.
amazing. But they created an environment so toxic that one of the few people with a real storyline isn't going to be back next season. So they did all this to protect Gizelle, who is not going to have a storyline next season. And Karen's DUI isn't going to be enough because one, she's not going to be honest about it. Two, that can't carry an entire season. And no one
I
wants to
agree.
watch Giselle be fake nice to her or use or like tear her down. Like it's just not going to work. And same thing with Mia. Mia's storyline is done. I don't,
It
we
is
were
done.
tricked. We were duped. There's nothing else to see. Contrary to what they think, I actually don't think she was noble. She was trying to paint Gordon as being controlling before he came out and obviously told us about his diagnosis. So she was having an affair on her husband who she knew was mentally ill. Like I just it's too much and Potomac does not
Ooh,
need this is another serious topic where they don't need to
yeah,
exploit it, right? Like we're done with that. So don't even know why she was first chair. Really Candace should have been first chair because she was so much involved in this reunion, so that doesn't make sense. And then I felt so bad for Wendy, like the anger on her face. And I think, Asia, I think you mentioned it, where they're like, really, like you guys are gonna expose her for not wanting to be friends with Nneka or whatever. Like it's just, it was so sad. Like you can tell she was mad. And I'm glad that she put Ashley on the spot. I think Ashley's vile. I think that she's cruel and she is somebody else who messes with serious topics with the dismissing Michael's behavior, right? Encouraging violence and now trying to use their culture to create issues. Like it's just too much. I felt so bad for Wendy. And as much as I want her to keep this check, I don't see where she's going to fit if she stays. Like unless they bring Kay on full time, her and Gizelle are obviously not going to be cool. And then her and Karen, I guess they are cool, but not really. So I want her to have that check, but I don't know how she fits in. Again, I said Ashley's vile. I want her to be fired. Glad that Robin's fired. She's horrible. Nneka, she lost it with me. She should have
yeah.
shut down that Osu conversation, but she fed into it because she wanted to be on the show.
Yep.
So it's too late
That's
for
true.
me. She can go too. So if that is true, I'm glad. Um,
Yep.
I won't be watching next season. It's just too much for me. But again, I wish Candace all the best. And this show is just done for me. It's just too much.
Okay. I agree. And I say I don't want to say I'm not gonna watch. We'll see. What I want them to take is a long break. I want them to wait maybe until the winter to start filming. That way we don't get another season till like next summer. That way that we would have had a time to just debrief this crazy, weird, cursed season of Potomac.
So
You
like
have
a
any
long pause, like Atlanta, basically is what you're saying.
Right, a good little pause, to where we can kind of gain the excitement because if we were on like okay Potomac, but now I'm like, girl, I don't have to see anybody on their cast anytime soon, nobody right now. So, you have any final thoughts for us so we get out of here? Or we have one more call, two more calls. Yeah.
I just want to again thank you guys for taking us through this horrible season. Like you guys were the best part of the season for me, so I just wanted to say that.
Oh, that's cute.
We're glad that we can provide some entertainment. We know some people in the comments don't really agree with that, but listen, people that watch us like you, It's why we here. I mean, even for the ones that don't like us, we're here for you too, because you still watched us.
Exactly.
So thank
I'm
you,
not here
Brittany.
for nobody that don't like me, but thank you, Brittany.
Yeah, thank you, Brittany, and thank you to anybody else. So it's not just Brittany. There are a lot of people, a lot of supporters that really support us and rock with us and vibe with us. So yeah. All right, thank you, Brittany. We'll see you next time. Okay. Are you gonna watch Jersey?
Yes, I will. I will see you guys for Jersey. Yes.
Jersey, now I'm telling you right now, Jersey gonna be toxic this year. Get ready. I'm just saying we're gonna be probably at the same space we are now with this season, but just I know it's gonna be crazy. So just get ready. But thank you, Brittany.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Oh, look at No Chase. No. He said, "I hate all y'all." Listen, I hate all of us too. Thank you, No Chaser TV. All right, next call is gonna be Kyra. Hey, Kyra.
Hey,
How
Kyrie.
you doing?
Hello, beautiful people.
What's
I
going
done
on?
Hey,
messed up.
Kai.
I was gonna camp on, but I got busy with work and I got my bonnet, my twist still in, so we're not gonna do that tonight.
I know.
Um, um, I think this last part was kind of lackluster to me for a 3-part reunion. I don't know. I kind of felt like the second part had a little more oomph to it than this one.
Mhm.
I won't say that like Candace being pregnant is like gonna be the best storyline because pregnancy storylines are here or there. I think the main issue is that it's a storyline we could be invested in. She's been on long. We've seen this journey, all this kind of stuff. I can't be invested in Mia and Gordon.
Oh,
As Asia said, so you mean to tell me this whole season she's been going on about him, cursing her out and screaming all this kind of stuff, and not once while you're on the therapist couch and y'all were talking to your marriage counselor, not once you say, we're still dealing with his struggles with his, mental health disorder. We're really trying to work through that. I think we got none of that. It felt like I'm not gonna say like he doesn't have it, but I think Mia has an interesting way of using pieces of truth for her advantage and creating bigger lies out of it. Because it felt like they used it for a way to save Mia from the gold digger stance, if that makes sense.
he ain't got it.
Yeah.
No. That stuff running my family. He ain't got it.
Yeah. Okay. He got it. He got it. Okay. We're just gonna talk from the way that they're using it.
Not
Because
at 80
now,
years old. You don't find out when you 80. Sorry. Keep going.
I mean, you don't. I mean, I studied it. I know you don't. And he's sitting there talking about there's no bipolar too, and I'm like, yes, there is. Anyway,
Thank
it's
you.
just it just felt like so now because everyone was online saying they don't feel sorry for either of them. But then we come to a reunion, oh Mia, oh Gordon. It just felt weird because I'm just like, no, it seems like she's leaving you because you don't have any money. And you weren't complaining necessarily just about like losing control. You were complaining that she was cheating on you apparently. So all of that's a wash now because of your mental health disorder. Like, so she didn't cheat. The kids aren't coming to you saying she's trying to replace you. That's not happening. I'm just saying, so that I think that's kind of one of the issues is that I don't feel like, oh, I feel like I can't be invested in. Like, I'm actually invested in Wendy and Eddie, like doing the whole Happy Eddie thing of her doing YouTube. I like that she came on the show and said like YouTube is harder than I thought it was, and that's why I kind of like don't really love when people are like, oh, Wendy's trying new things because I feel like Wendy's always honest about when something doesn't work out or she's struggling with something. Now the business thing, I do feel like she played dumb with that. I will give into that. But I think that's where we're supposed to be. The women are supposed to be on the show, spending money, trying things that like the average person can't try. The average person can't have like 4 or 5 different businesses going on at the same time, nor go $50,000 over a pilot. That's what I'm supposed to be here for. I'm not supposed to be here watching, as you said, the Gucci car. I'm not supposed to be here watching Robin get out of financial foreclosure. I'm not supposed to be here watching that, but that's what I watched on Potomac. It's real regular, real relatable. The lady who's married to the man with the money, he got her in a chokehold. Ashley talking about she buys fake things. Why are you with a multimillionaire buying fake things like this? Ashley stays in Charlotte Roots and Rainbow. And we got her on the show talking about how she forgot her dream to get married to this man. And as soon as she's dropped them babies, the only place she's gone to is Jamaica, Bahamas. After that, the passport privileges have been denied afterward.
She really has no like aspiration for like a great time in life. I think she's accustomed to the bridge, and I think that's her mentality is a bridge. So going to Jamaica, like Jamaica's a great place, but when she said she was traveling, I'm thinking she was gonna say she been to France, she been to Central Pay and things like that. Girl, I mean, that's where y'all went. Yeah, I mean,
Now
come
she's
on.
accustomed to a bridge and she's not accustomed to customs.
She,
That's what I got, Asia.
You ain't been nowhere, huh?
I mean, you're talking about you just dropped your dreams. You like, I mean, people don't understand. Ashley was set up to like obviously married to a wealthy man and making something of herself. Biracial Miss DC, and we are here, and you are with Groper, Gollum. That is what happened with your life.
Well, that mean it's not.
And as you said, as Zoe said, I think that again, the show did a service with Candace and the fight thing, because it was wild to me that we were having a whole segment about what Candace would you say to her. I'm sorry. This lady lied on my husband last year. I politely declined to talk to her last year. What was she expecting from me when she walked up to me the second time? In the club, after she had been online talking crazy. What was she expecting?
On some rah-rah, like, you got something to say to me?
Why you don't say it to my? When somebody say why you don't say it to my face, that's like fighting words. It is.
And I think it was Antonio who said, "I'm sorry, they should have dug into Ashley's behind when she said, well, Deborah told me she wanted to clear the air with Candace. It would be the only way." That means that y'all had a discussion about her walking up to that lady and something popping off, and it leads me to believe that y'all knew this was going to happen, which is why that whole article was ready to go after the fight about how Candace was all at fault, and everyone was going along with it until the video came out. So to me, she does need to go, because as someone else, I can't remember if it was Brittany or the caller before, Ashley has had a groper on this show. Ashley has now brought this weird lady who's doing Sesame Street puppet characters on Insta stories and then turn around being upset and all this kind of stuff, fighting and glassing people in the face. And she's not giving us luxury or nothing. She's giving us Sheila.
Heavy wig. Her kids are being drilled over the kitchen, the counter by their arm with sockets, unexposed sockets, and yeah.
She is giving us Sheila. It's crazy.
Sheila.
Kyrie, we got some more callers.
Okay? No, yeah, no problem. It was a great time. I'll try to be here for what is it, Jersey? Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here.
Everybody for Jersey. It's gonna be our only show this season. I mean, this summer, so it's gonna be fun. I've asked all the panelists to join at some point, so you'll be able to see everybody. Hopefully, if they're interested to obviously review it, but it'll be fun. We're gonna do our best to make it fun as we always do. So hope to see you for Jersey. Okay. Thank you for
have
watching.
a lovely night, everyone. Bye.
Good night,
Tyra. All right. We have two more callers, but I think one of these individuals is actually family, because this name is just a troll. So I'm gonna let them both on. Glasses. Who is Glasses, first of all? Is that what
you know who that is?
Hold on. Okay, well, hold on, Jasmine. Before you go, you can stay on, but Demisio, what's going on? Welcome to the
who talking about y'all? That's what I've been waiting up here to say the whole time that I've been waiting.
You don't be seeing them comments after the show?
No.
It ain't y'all. They be talking about me and Jasmine, the two dark-skinned girls. They be coming at two dark-skinned girls like we Wendy and Candace.
I've been waiting up here the whole time. Like, who talk about them? Because can't nobody talk about them but me.
Oh.
Now, hold on now.
Wait a damn minute. What you got for us, Demisio? Go ahead. And I'm gonna
honestly, everybody really said every single thing that I was thinking in my head about, just from Gizelle to Ashley to Kay. So it's just like I really don't even have nothing to say, honestly, because they knocked everything on the head. The fight was Ashley and Deborah's fault. I really don't understand how Wendy and Candace got the blame for that, because Candace, I could see just a little bit, but Wendy, it's just like, girl, Gizelle, you are not going to beat those colorism allegations at all. And if anything, that made me really think you are a colorist after watching the part 3. That really made me think it for real, because Wendy was nowhere in this situation at all. So how was it Wendy's fault? And this is even going back to the season 6 with Candace's mouth. It's like, what was she supposed to do? She's already had confrontations with this lady. There's animosity. She's lied on her husband. She's been online talking stuff like the previous caller said. And then you come up in my face. Like, I'm like, Asia, that's kind of like fighting words to me. And I'm not even a violent person. I ain't had a fight since I was in like high school.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
So you ain't but damn 20. Hell.
I am finna be 23.
Okay, so last year.
I am gonna be 23 next month.
My bad. Age caliber.
23 and 17 is a long, far ways away from each other, and I ain't had a fight since then. So, but even still now, like, if you come up to me and I know that we already have a problem with each other, and you're talking about say it to my face and this, and that, you lucky that I don't just go ahead and pop you.
I agree. Honestly,
like, that's true.
That's very true. Fighting words.
So it's just like, how was Candace wrong in this situation? And I was just telling you, Cortez, I was so glad to just hear everybody's calls and hear y'all's thing, because I review on another panel, and goodness, I fought for my life today for like an hour because
Ooh.
they are green-eyed bandits lovers, and that
Ooh.
just irks my entire soul, because it's just like Gizelle
It's low
was wrong for
vibrations
trying
when they
to.
can't see past that, baby.
Yeah, it's just like Gizelle was wrong for blaming that lady for that. Like I said, Candace, I can somewhat see. Kay, I can somewhat see, because they were involved. But it's just like to throw Wendy in there. It's just showing Giselle's blatant dislike for this woman. And it's just like, it's ridiculous how you hate this lady over some shit that you started with her in the first place.
Well,
Mhm.
you know, there's a lot of white people that hate black people out there, so
That's true too.
and they act the same way. So
And another thing that agitated me really, really bad was how Ashley left this reunion unscathed. That irritated me
She
so
did.
bad,
Hey,
even with Wendy.
no, that wig was whooping her ass. I'm telling you, it is. She got beat up. That wig whooped her ass. It was so heavy.
But Kay did clock her tea, and I was proud of that. Like, girl, you're the queen of apologizing after you done got a whole bunch of bullshit started. Then you want to come and apologize and, oh my God, oh, like Kyle, after she done got something started, then she's, oh my God, how did this get started? You knew darn well, bringing that lady to that event, something was going to happen. You just didn't expect them to fight, but you knew that something was going to happen. The last time you brought her there, she tried to start something. Like, why would you even? Sometimes you have to know how to separate business and personal. And even though you want your friends at your events and stuff like that, that was a business event. You're Candace's business partner in a way by being on this show. Y'all have to show up to filming to get your paycheck. So you should have told that lady, you just kind of need to sit this one out. This is for my business. I'm launching a business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
so happened.
gotta.
She just thought it was gonna be with Candace.
Exactly. And even it still doesn't matter. It's just like I said, sometimes you got to know like what friends to bring around. You can't mix all your friends together.
Yeah.
You just can't. And she's already proven that she can't be with this group of friends. So why would you even bring her unless you were wanting a moment to happen? You just didn't expect it to happen once like I said, the cameras and stuff was already down. You wanted that moment on camera, but she didn't give it to you until afterwards. But it's still in the fact of this is your friend. You brought her around. You're still bringing her around after she's already caused 1,000,001 problems. And you don't think you deserve to be chastised for it. Like, it's crazy to me. It is, child. And good riddance to Robin. Hallelujah. I was like Teresa with her green dress on.
On
Thank you,
TKC.
Jesus.
Somebody
Thank you, God.
TKC, Lord. Take on TKC. I know he's probably at home, in the dark and sad.
Child.
Really in the
Stay
dark.
right there with Robin at home.
Real
You got
dark.
Mr. Micio, so I can let glasses get her 2 PC in real quick.
Don't do
Please.
Jazz. Jasmine, get him.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
okay, not sick
you.
of. Okay, all right.
We're gonna see you. We're gonna see you on Jersey, I know. So we'll see you for Jersey for sure. So we'll see you then,
All
okay?
right, bye, guys.
All right, good night, Demisio. What you got for us, Jazz?
Baby, I wouldn't buy GNA with Timu money. You feel me? I would never G.
Nah.
I would go thrift GNA before I even purchase it for 25 cents. So that Giselle could just cancel it, cut it out like the next, cut it, tighten it. I'm sick of it. We all knew Gordon had something going on, honey. What I say yesterday, Ray Charles could see it. So I don't know. I mean, you locking people in closets and bedrooms and taking people's phones. Like, no, baby, that's just not what's going to happen. I do believe that Gordon was doing some weird shit. And I believe that Mia truly did love him. But I feel like, honey, it's just what's love got to do with it? Rest in peace, Tina Turner. But yes, I this last part just showed me everything I need to know. I'm so glad. I could have cried today about Candace's news because I definitely understand the fertility issues, all that stuff being up in the upper age. So I am just she's glowing. She looks like she's at peace. But Robin and her Star Crunch rig, I just can't. I just can't. I'm very happy that she's gone. I'm very happy that I'm glad she's getting her licks in right now. She's on the podcast, she's talking shit, she's doing all this stuff, but it's not phasing Candace. That's all she was trying to do all season was just get a moment, and our moment is you're fired. It's giving Donald Trump. So
outside of that, I just want to say it was a great season. I love working with you guys. Asia, we have fought battles. We have fought battles that other people have not fought. And guess what? We then came out and we look very kept. And nowadays, okay. So, but outside of that, it was a good, Nneka who. I'm glad that Wendy checked Ashley, and I don't even know who Nneka is, but I do know that her Fenty makeup is like 440. But outside of that, I just, it was just Gizelle needs to go, and that's just all I have to say about that. Like Gizelle, Grace, Jason, they can all walk into the sunset. I hope Grace sends me a wedding invite, because I would love to see. I think that I think they make a cute couple, her and Jason. So outside of that, I just want to just throw my little sense in because Giselle's neck, Giselle's ankles, Giselle's style. Gizelle ain't got it. She's a pretty woman. I said it once. But outside of that, she dresses like she's homeless. Just like Sheila underneath that bridge. But outside of that, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Joe.
They literally named their clothing Gna.
That was the weather from Jazz. And Jazz's birthday is her and Chad's birthday is this week too, right? I think same birthday, right? It's
Saturday. It's Saturday, right?
Jazz?
Yes, last 2 Saturdays ago.
No, your birthday is this week.
It's Saturday.
Oh, my birthday is this Saturday. Yes,
I think you and
420.
Chad have this.
Everybody get blowed up. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of Lee now. You can stay on Jazz, that's fine. We had a couple of super chats that came in while everybody was coming in for the comments. From SD Mac said, first of all, thank you, Asia. Thank you, SD Mac. Asia, you got a lot of love tonight. We know we everybody love our Asia, we love our Jazz. Let everybody up here. So thank you, Asia, from SD Mac. Thank you for the super chat. Then we have another from SD Mac saying Ashley had been evil and miserable. Her mouth has been reckless and never been assaulted. Even at Penthouse was mid-budget tease. Very true. And I've been saying it for years. They talk about the mouth and things like that. Her mouth is probably next in line to Candace. That should have probably, I guess, been assaulted. If that's what they're going to go about, right? Thank you, SD Mac, for that. And then from James Potts III saying, ladies and gentlemen, you made this season enjoyable. Despite saggy necks and shoulders, Lord Jesus. I'm glad Candace left. Protect the baby from the grand witches. I'm glad. I don't like pregnant housewives. I've always said that. And if she came back, I would still feel the same way. But I'm glad that she took a step away, whether it was for the baby or the toxic mess within this show. I'm glad for her. I will be seeing her in about 45 minutes. So I'll tell her everything y'all have said. She is elated and happy. And so with that being said, like this video. We're going to be here for New Jersey starting on May 5th. It's going to be on Mondays, I believe, because the show Jersey airs on Sundays. So it'll be our only show. I would highly advise you all to watch No Chaser TV. A lot of great content over there, whether it's just tea, news, gossip, and he's also reviewing some shows as well. Check out his page, No Chaser TV. It's our very own Chase. And many of our panelists also are guests over there as well. So check out his page, like this video. Check out our website. We have merch. I'm wearing a little bit of our merch. We all have merch too. If you just stay in contact with us, we won't have as a higher volume of content coming out as we have the last few months, but we will be here and we will return in full force in the fall once Salt Lake City and Atlanta and things like that start to air. So with that being said, like this video. Thank you, Asia. Thank you, Antonio, Jasmine, and Danny, and anyone who has called in, all of our callers tonight, all of our callers this season. We really appreciate it. If you're going to be in the comments, doing all that rah, roo, at this moment, just be ready for what comes. I'm not saying you got to be scared of us, but I'll be worried because, some people are just getting a little disrespectful. But again, thank y'all one last time, and we're going to see you guys for Jersey. If not, we'll see you guys soon, okay? Have a good night. Be safe.
Good night.
Happy end of Real Housewives of Potomac.
Good night.